Okay, welcome back. In this video we begin to look at adding and subtracting algebraic fractions. First, recall that for fractions, if we have a common denominator, we're allowed to put them together. Now, you may not have seen this before. I want you to really understand why that works and why we have to have a common denominator to be able to add fractions. The reason we are able to add fractions the way that we do is because if we consider the fractions a over c and b over c, a over c can be rewritten as 1 over c times a plus 1 over c times b. And then much like we did in chapter 6, we factored out common factors using our distributive property. We said that 1 over c is in both, so it can be pulled out. So when you have a common denominator, it can actually, what's really happening, even though you don't usually think of it this way, is it's actually being factored out. Once it's being factored out, we can simplify the stuff inside. 1 over c times a plus b is the same as a plus b over c. So that's a little background on why we need a common denominator and how it then allows us to add and subtract our algebraic fractions. So let's consider an example. The fraction 5 over x minus 2 plus 3 over x minus 2. Because we have a common denominator, we can put our numerators together, 5 plus 3 over x minus 2, and then we can just simplify. We get 8 over x minus 2. As always, once we've gotten down to our final answer with fractions, we want to try to simplify. A quick check tells us I have an 8 in the top, I have a 2 in the bottom, and that 2 is being added with something else. So I can't cancel it out. It's not a common factor, so that is actually my answer. Here's a little numerical example, 1/4 plus 1/10. Because they do not have a common denominator, there's nothing you can pull out, so you can't just add stuff together. But what we can do, and what we often do with our numerical fractions, is we find a common denominator. Once we have a common denominator, we can put our numerators together. Okay, we're going to consider one more example in this introductory video, and then we'll do a few more examples in the next video. So here we have 3x over x minus 4 minus 12 over x minus 4. So once again we have a common denominator. So we go ahead and put those together. 3x minus 12 over x minus 4. And then again, once we have our answer, we look to simplify. So we look to factor anything that we can to see if anything will cancel out. In the case of 3x minus 12, we can pull out a common factor of x of 3, leaving us with an x minus 4. Over x minus 4, the x minus 4s will cancel out. And so we just have 3 over 1, or just 3. Okay, that's the basic idea. There are a few little wrinkles that we'd have to be concerned with, even when we do have a common denominator, and we'll address those in our next video.